where's the conversation between Jessica and Chris ending things? Because they both are not checking for each other, and they both have said it numerous times. I'm hoping we get that conversation in the getaway in these next week or two. Because, you know, where's the story Ready to Love? Where is the storyline Ready to Love Dallas? Ready to Love and Own People. Where's the storyline? It's not happening. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. It's Friday night, so y'all know we gotta talk about Own's Ready to Love, y'all. They still down to Dallas. Season 8, episode 7, titled Ride or Die. Please, before we get into it, click that thumbs up button, y'all. Help your girl out, can help me continue to grow this channel. Also subscribe if you are enjoying the content. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of this boring episode. And also share the video where you like to share your videos, okay? If you share it on Twitter, tag me at Brandy Yvonne. I would love for y'all to do that. Anyway, also before I move on, if you are a fan of The Ultimatum, I did review episode 1 and it is up. So check that out after you watch this full video, Ready to Love, and you want to get down to The Ultimatum, go on over there and check out that review. Anywho, y'all, I will give a disclaimer. I was fighting to stay awake during this episode. Like, it gave nothing. I didn't get a chuckle. I was not entertained. It was giving absolutely nothing. It was boring. And I've rarely said an episode of Ready to Love is boring, but this season I find myself saying that quite a bit, and it's disappointing. I will say next week, the getaway look like it's gonna get popping. I was like, they don't even need to go to the getaway because they ain't no couples, but at least we're gonna get some spice and some entertainment at the getaway. So let me go on down there to the getaway. Anyway, let's get into this episode. We're gonna talk about all the dates. First of all, the ladies meet up with Nephew Tommy in the ladies' lounge. The ladies are in control this week. Lee came in with this like dress that is high split. Nephew Tommy mentioned about 3 or 4 times, your leg is out. Your leg, did you know your leg's out? That leg is out, Lee. I was like, that's cringy. Nephew Tommy is very cringe. So anyway, he tells the ladies they're gonna introduce the men to their best friends and help get a second opinion and a better judgment of what's going on. Okay, so let's talk about the dates, and I may go out of order, y'all. Just follow me. I didn't even have the energy to do this video, y'all, so it's a really push through. Okay, so anyway, let's start with the first date. The first date we had, I believe, was not Lee. Oh my God, I'm blanking on who Kat. I could not think of that lady's name. Kat. Okay, so Kat was introducing her friend Allie to Phil and Herbert. Okay, so Herbert came in, and you know, Kat wants Allie to grill him, everybody, whatever. Okay, I mean, not Herbert. Phil came in, and they were like, I'm Allie, and I'm Kat, and we're Allie Kat. And Phil was looking crazy, and so was I. It was giving very corny. It was giving I'm under 25. Don't do that again, ladies. Don't do that again. Please don't do that again. So Phil's like, I don't know where that came from, but he don't want it again, and we don't either. Okay. Herbert came through, and so Allie asked Phil how did they first connect. Phil said mostly through humor and laughter, but then the connection grew deeper. She asked Herbert, like, what makes you a good match for Kat? And he's like, well, exactly what you said, because I'm Herbert. Herbert's answers were giving nothing at all. Herbert doesn't want to be on this show, okay? So Allie wasn't feeling like his answers were really good enough, and they weren't. She asked about Phil, does he want more kids, because he already has a son? And he said, yeah, he's open to it. If Kat wants more kids, that's fine with him. But I don't think Kat really wants kids. She said she could take them or leave them, so she ain't checking for no kids. Anyway, then she was like, what if, Kat fell into being pregnant? Or I don't know how you fall into it, but what if you fall into being pregnant? And, like, would you let her quit her job and just take care of her? He's like, I don't know about all that, but we're going to consider it. No, he ain't going to do that. He ain't going to do that. Y'all got the sweater on. I didn't feel like changing my shirt, okay? And I don't like to wear my anything representing the school I work at on this camera, so I'm trying to kind of hide it, so I'm going to get a little close. That's why I threw this sweater on, okay? Because I didn't feel like changing my shirt for this review, like I normally would do when I have on the school shirts. Anywho, what was I saying? So Phil said, you know, you ain't quitting your job, but he want to know what you want to do, like what's in your head. So, you know, so then Herbert was trying to ask Allie why she was why Kat was single. Allie wasn't really giving good answers. She tried to ask Herbert questions. He was giving good answers. They was just going back and forth. It was a waste of time. Okay, Phil went to go pick up his kid from that school program. Everybody had to go pick up their kids this episode. And Allie was not sitting for Herbert. You know, he's a smooth talker, as everybody's saying. She said Phil would be a better connection, but we're not really seeing it for either one. Okay, we're not. No. Because Kat is not feeling Phil as well, as we find out later on. So anyway, let's just get on over to Aries' date. I think that was the next date anyway. So Aries is introducing her friend Stephanie. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but she had a male friend. So she's introducing her friends to Chris and Phil. So they asked, you know, why do you like Aries, or how did you guys first connect? Phil's over there making jokes. He's sweating. He need ice water. He said they first connected over Bay Area music. They left Bay Area music. I was like, what y'all know about the Bay? Okay, they be trying to go hypey, go dumb. Anyway, down to Dallas. So Chris said, you know, he likes Aries' spirit and how she's soft and nurturing and all that good stuff. Y'all know how Chris do. Phil, I don't remember how they got on topic, but he was talking about the evolution of himself and how he's always growing and how he had a cleaning business and then that didn't work out, so then he went back to the 9 to 5, and then something else happened and he had a career change, and that was really what changed him in the evolution of Phil and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, Phil. It just wasn't a good answer, Phil. It just wasn't. I think Phil was very nervous for this date, and I don't think he was nervous for the date with Kat. And I mean that in a good way. Like, he was trying to figure out how to impress Aries and her friends, and it just didn't land. But I don't think he was that concerned with impressing Kat and Allie Kat. But I could be wrong. Let me know what y'all think about Phil's date with Aries and her friends in the comments. They was asking Chris about, like, you know, how you think a man, you know, marriage should look like, gender roles and all that kind of stuff. And he said, you know, he's going to be the leader, but he could switch things. Something about switching it off. And I was like, since when, Chris? And so he's like, you know, whatever she wants to do, she's totally welcome to do it and all that good stuff. So ultimately, they weren't sure about Phil. He was joking too much. He seems like he's still like he doesn't have it together enough. Like, he's not going to be able to handle Aries in the way that she works. So I think she travels a lot for her job. And they felt like Chris would be the better match. All right. So I don't see it for Aries and Chris. I don't see it. So anyway, then we had, let's go to Lee. So Lee went on a date with, well, she had her friend Muffin come in. Is that her real name? Muffin came in with her red wig, and Lee was introducing Muffin to Quinton. Now, she didn't have Herbert down to the house, but Herbert claimed Lee is one of his connections. Herbert also said on his date with Kat, let me backtrack that, because she was like, well, who's in your top connections? Allie was asking that. And he said it's Kat, Janelle, and Lee. But Lee did have Herbert down to her house. And she's all trying to ask him why Kat not in the top. But you know, Herbert just there to play. Anyway, back to Lee's house. So Lee wants Muffin to really grill Quinton. She's like, you know, he be in the gym. He look good, but I need you to really grill him. So Quinton came. Quinton trying to see who Lee is outside of what she's giving, because she's been giving, you know, the sleepy time tea and just giving a little boring. Okay. I don't know if Lee really is boring. You know, maybe that's just, I think she's just one of those people that's hard to open up sometimes. And I can relate to that a tad bit. So then, Quinton came, and so he's trying to see, like, where do they meet? They got any wild stories? I think they try to say they've been in the club. Then I guess they've been friends for like 10 years. They said, or no, since, I think more than 10 years, but they didn't have any good wild stories. And I'm like, y'all got no good stories with your friends? Like, I got tons of crazy stories, okay? So anyway, so Quinton's thing is, like, he want to be able to have fun with, like, the same kind of fun you have with your friends, he want to have with the girl. So he's like, he's trying to get more. He didn't really get nothing from the date. Muffin wasn't really grilling him. She's asking him if he has time for her. And he said he is first year of his entrepreneurship, but he gonna make time. He's a hopeless romantic and all that good stuff. Quentin gonna get the answers he need to give to make it to the end of the show. Quentin said he really didn't get a lot from his date, but he knows it's hard for Lee to open up. He's wanting more from Lee for sure. I'm not sure if I see this connection lasting like I did in the beginning. It kind of seems like it might fizzle out. Also, Ready to Love. What is happening? Where is the conversation between Lee and Quinton about Quinton talking about last week that he ghosted Lee, okay, in front of Janelle? Like, where's the conversation about Lee addressing that? Like, there's so many things missing. This makes no sense. They're wasting our time with BS. It's really frustrating and annoying to me. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Anywho, so Quinton left. He ain't get nothing. All right, so then let's talk about Janelle. Janelle has her friend Quinn come and meet up with Quinton again, and Herbert comes again. Okay, so Herbert brought Janelle a gift. Herbert also came in a yellow hoodie, and I was like, you gotta put more effort into how you dress. Like, what are you doing? And so, Herbert is so interested in this process and these ladies. He don't like none of the ladies there, but he did give her a little self-care kiss. So that was cute. Quinton was like, okay, interesting. So Quinton asked, what did you like about Janelle? Herbert said he liked, she a whole thug, and he likes that about her, and she could kind of turn it off and on and be sassy with him and all that. All right, so anywho, and then Quinton said that he likes that she likes that part of her that she's a lot to handle, but she also has her soft side. She's compassionate. He said a lot of good things about her that, we may not see. Anyway, Quinton liked the answer. She felt like, Quinton really understood the kind of person that Janelle is. Then they got on the topic of timelines and what they want out of a person. Herbert said he want a woman that's patient. He feel like, him and Janelle got their timelines mixed up. Quinton, he trying to get married ASAP. He ain't worried about the timelines of it all. So Quinn ultimately said Quinton is a better fit, but if Quinton don't work out, then they'll call Herbert. But she didn't like how Herbert was talking about patience as a virtue, because we ain't got time. And Janelle show ain't got time at age 41, okay? The clock is ticking. No pressure, though. Anyway, then let's talk about... who else did we have a date on? Sierra. Okay, so Sierra took out Herbert and Marié, I believe. So Marié actually dressed semi-decent for this day, y'all. So Sierra was introducing her friends. It was a guy and a girl. I can't think of their name. Olivia and Dalton, something like that. To Marié and Herbert, right? Sierra, you gonna wear a denim in every confessional if you don't do nothing else, ain't you, girl? So anyhow, but Sierra came back with that short platinum blonde wig that y'all like, that we all like on her. I like the long blonde wig on her as well. And so anyway, they were asking, so everybody asking the same general questions, y'all. Okay. So, like, what do you see in Sierra? What do you like about Sierra? How did you connect with Sierra? And so, what do you want? What are you looking for a marriage? All that. Okay, so Marié, he's trying to get married ASAP. It ain't got to be tomorrow, but he definitely don't want to prolong it. Maybe not past a year or two. Herbert, he's not looking for a long time. He's looking for a good time. They asking him, is he interested in just having fun or getting married? He said he want to have fun on the way to marriage, okay? He was saying how him and Sierra have a good connection, a lot of chemistry and all that. That's when Sierra did that bang, bang thing. So anyway, that we always see in the previews, right? So Marié said, yeah, he's attracted to her, but he also connects with her on a friendship level, and that means a lot to him as well. The friend said, Marié definitely is more marriage material. Herbert seemed like he's just trying to get it popping, but Sierra is like, she's physically attracted to Herbert, of course. Herbert's a good looking guy, and so she don't really know. So, okay, I think Jessica is the last date we gotta get to. The episode went by so quick too. By the time I got down to the ladies' lounge again, I was like, oh, the dates is over. Okay, so we talked about, let me see, Kat, Aries, Janelle, Sierra, Lee. Yeah, we on Jessica. Okay, so Jessica, because there's 6 ladies and I guess like 5 men now, I think. So yeah, Jessica's introducing her friend. Is it Akayla? Nakayla. It's really her mentee. And then her guy friend, I don't remember I can't remember none of them guys' names, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I said, the episode wasn't memorable. Jessica came in very happy to see her friends, though. I like that. And so she's introducing them to Marie and Chris. Now, why Chris is here, I don't know. And there's another conversation that we need to see, Ready to Love. Where's the conversation between Jessica and Chris ending things? Because they both are not checking for each other, and they both have said it numerous times. I'm hoping we get that conversation in the getaway in these next week or two. Because, you know, where's the story, Ready to Love? Where is the storyline, Ready to Love Dallas? Ready to Love and Own People. Where's the storyline? It's not happening. Anyway, then let's see. We get down to, like I said, a date with Jessica, Marie. Marie brought Jessica a candle because he wanted to make up for him, you know, how he was in hot water about all the tarot card readings of it all last week. He said he don't apologize for who he is and what he believes in. He does apologize for not explaining it to Jessica in full. So that was a nice gesture. So they ask, so they start drilling, right? They asked Chris, like, what do you see in Jessica? So Chris said, you know, and like, what kind of qualities make her a wife? Because you want a wife, like, what's up? So he was like, he hesitated. He's like, well, let me say, like, she's very beautiful, she's very sexy, but, you know, I need to see, like, a softer side. You know, I need to see her communicate in a different way. Well, he didn't say the word softer. The girl said it. But he's like, I need to see her communicate in a different way. Like, she's an authority and a leader in her job, her business, but I need to see her communicate different ways. So the girl's like, oh, you mean like her softer side? That was edited very weirdly to me because he didn't really... To me, that's not what he was getting at. She was like, you're talking about the softer side. The girl said it. So anyway, somebody keep messaging me. Anyway, he was like, oh yeah, y'all been talking, huh? Y'all been talking. So he was just, you know, same thing he was saying. He wanted the softer side of Sears when it comes to Jessica. Jessica is not really trying to give that. Jessica is seeing some things and Chris she don't like. And she said they're going to have an amicable split. Maria said he liked the tough side of her. That's what attracts him to her most, or her to him most anyway. Maria likes, you know, how Jessica is. He likes that there's some substance there and all that good stuff. Somehow they got on the topic of therapy and, oh, how does he take care of his mental health? I don't remember how they got on the topic. The guy asked the question. But anyway, Maurier said therapy. He talked about his dad passing, so that, you know, he had some dark moments, so he had to get down to the therapy of it all. They asked Chris. Chris said he do teledoc. He do the virtual therapy, okay? Which is all good. I do mine on the phone, child, okay? So do what you got to do. So Maurier is like, yeah, just like working out, which we know Maurier, you know, he said he healthy, so he said you got to work your body and your mind, okay? Ultimately, they said Maurier, you know, they got deeper conversation from him. They tried to pull it out of Chris. They couldn't really get it. They're not seeing it for Chris at all. And neither is Jessica. So I didn't even know why was Chris on that day? Because somebody tell me why Chris was even on that day. You could tell he didn't want to be there. He was not checking. For Jessica, he don't like that lady no more. It's over. Anywho, y'all, let's get down to the ladies' lounge where we do our deliberations. So Nephew Tommy asked him about the date. So Lee talks about her date with Quinton and how Muffin was not really grilling him at all. Janelle talks about, you know, Quinton and Herbert being, you know, coming across real slick and categories, as well as Sierra. Sierra also feels like, okay, Herbert didn't bring me no gift. I'm a queen. He need to be treating me like a queen. Because Herbert's wasting time, girl. He's just wasting time. Anywho, then we had Aries. Well, Jessica talked about the date with Chris, how like it's just not working out with Chris. She don't see it with Chris. Maurier, you know, definitely gave better answers and all that good stuff. Aries was like, well, I had total opposite with Chris because, you know, my friends really liked Chris. They weren't sure about Phil, but I had this connection with Phil, so I don't really know. So everybody's like, well, what happened? Like, he must have left Aries' date and went to Jessica's date. They're trying to figure out where was the switch. It's because he don't like Jessica. How many times we gotta say it? Anywho, Kat talked about her dates with Phil and Herbert, and how her friend said basically she need to go back to the drawing board because they ain't gonna work with nobody. She need to find somebody else. And I guess she gonna scramble to connect with Quinton next week at the getaway. But Kat, why can't Kat just there's a bunch of y'all. I was gonna say Kat needs to self-eliminate, but everybody really needs to self-eliminate. Like, I forgot who, I think J-Dub and some other people said it on Twitter. All of y'all need to self-eliminate at this point. So, Nephew Tommy was like, okay, who y'all not feeling? Mario's name came up for Aries. He's been friend zoned. Lee said Phil. Jessica said Chris. And then Janelle piggybacked it and said, yeah, you know, he can't get over things easy. He gets mad easy and all this stuff. And I feel like Janelle and Jessica always back each other up with the answers. And I don't know. I don't like that. But I know they are friends, so it's fine. And it's giving, we want to make it to the end. So Sierra's like, you know, what Janelle said, she has to go with her heart, with Herbert. Like, it's not a good idea. Sierra said Herbert as well. I think Kat as well said Herbert. Chris's name also came up for a couple other ladies also. Okay, so not Sierra, Lee. No. Oh my gosh. Kat takes Herbert out on a date. I'm telling y'all, I can't, this episode. Kat takes Herbert on a date and Aries takes Chris on a date. They give them the feedback. The Herbert, you know, you need to communicate more. You coming off like a smooth talker. He said he just like talking to humans and all that. He want to get to know people. That's just how he naturally is. And she said like you were, you know, sweet talking to everybody very well, but you know, you just wasn't going anywhere. It's just talking and not saying nothing, right? Of course, they gave the feedback of him, you know, his communication and him not, you know, maybe not taking things well or handling things well or whatever. And he feels like, you know, if they feeling that way, that's on them. Yeah, it's giving that, Chris. You just proved what that lady said. Y'all better watch that little Chris, okay? But ultimately, Chris, you're ready to love. Herbert, ultimately, you are not ready to love, okay? And also, Nephew Tommy did tell the ladies that they are going on a getaway, so pack your bags. Sierra said pack y'all whole bags. Y'all ain't gonna need no whole bag. But just pack your bags. Well, maybe you will. I don't know. But pack your bags. We're going to the getaway next week. My opinion, they don't even need a getaway because there's no connections here. But getaway gonna make it popping next week. We'll take it. Better than this boring episode, okay? Like I said, Herbert's not ready to love, y'all. He looked like he was trying his hardest not to smile and look relieved. He was fighting that expression on his face so hard. But, you know, he left the show gracefully. He was happy to leave, y'all. Anyway, let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I did my best to give y'all the energy. And hopefully you still enjoyed this review. Next week, I think it will be better, though, y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.